Okay, here we are right after the Southeastern victory over University of New Orleans. There's the stadium. Well, there's the Lakefront Arena. Stadium right east of it. Baseball stadium. UNO Lakefront Arena opened in 1983. Many concerts held there. Up in there, 84, Motley Crue and Ozzy Osbourne. 85, Iron Maiden. 86, Metallica, Ozzy Osbourne. 88, Iron Maiden. Franklin Avenue, which runs from Lake Pontchartrain to the Mississippi River. One of those crosstown avenues. That way you've got the lakefront. .75 degrees. Clouds have cleared out. Sunny. Take any of those streets there, go down toward the river. Westbound on Leon C. Simon right now. Here's University of New Orleans main campus. UNO. Opened in 1957. Originally Louisiana State University of New Orleans, LSUNO, but it's been broken off from LSU. Also, as a interesting note, the University of New Orleans, when it opened in 1957, was fully integrated. The first fully integrated, racially integrated university in the Deep South. There were no restrictions on whether white or black could attend. Here we are in an area known as Lake Vista. Lake Terrace Center was a shopping center that never reopened after Katrina. It's just nothing there. Paris Avenue, another long lake to close to the river. Boulevard. Okay. We're on Robert E. Lee Boulevard now because Leon C. Simon ends here and merges into Robert E. Lee. There's the Greek Orthodox Cathedral. There's a park next to Bayou St John. Bayou St John runs from the lake nearly to Canal Street. The reason they call it Canal Street, it was supposed to be a canal from the river to the bayou, but they never built the canal. They just kept the name for the street. So, I'll show you this side of it. There's Bayou St John. And the other side would have been toward the lake. Yes, all of this flooded. Now, on that side, the flooding was actually less and less as you went down those streets toward the lake. Closer to the lake, the land is higher, so some of those places had no flooding. Like right here by the front of the street, yeah, they had water going to houses. 2 houses back, it might have been up to the house. And then all the way back, no flooding at all. In fact, immediately after the hurricane, people were astounded at the minimal damage they were marking on the radio. Some minor wind damage. And the mayor of the city said, we dodged a bullet. Then people started wondering why water was rising instead of going down, and the storm was over, and it was a clear day like today, although it was about 90 something degrees, very blisteringly hot, but it was a clear day, and people thought it was strange that water was rising up. What happened was the flood walls in a few locations had fell over, and water was pouring into the city from the canals, which were full of water from the storm pushing the water into the canals from the lake. So within 24 hours, the whole bowl was full. They had to pump it all out. It's bad news. This is Canal Boulevard, which runs from the lake. There's a nice neighborhood there, back in there. Lakeshore, west and east, but Canal Street runs, Canal Boulevard runs to Canal Street in mid-city, and then Canal Street runs on to the lake, to the river. So you get on Canal, you can go from the river all the way out here to the lakefront. Lakeview here in this area, Lakeview, and getting close to West End. You see West End Boulevard, Lakeshore Drive. Lakeshore Drive will take you all along the lake, in fact. these houses here were flooded, and it had just been built. Just been built. Because what happened was you had an area here. There's New Orleans. Hammond Highway, not going over. But where these houses are, all that used to be a canal. Then it was filled in a long time ago. Right there was a bomb shelter. The doors are locked, but you can't go down into the shelter. All underneath there, they built this huge bomb shelter in 1962, so that when World War III broke out, the nuclear attack occurred, 10,000 people could get down in that shelter, all under there, and hide out from the atomic bombs or hydrogen bombs. Of course, you had 600,000 people in the city, so only a select 10,000 get inside, and the rest would burn up. And that stayed there. That bomb shelter stayed until the 1990s, and they decided, why do we don't keep it up? It's got canned food from the 60s in there. We're never going to use it. So they locked it up, and they decided to turn that into a park, and then build that little, very tiny subdivision there at the end of it. But yeah, that all used to be a canal before the 1960s. This is Pontchartrain Boulevard, which runs from the lake all the way to Mid-City to U.S. Highway 61, in fact. There's a new house, whatever they build in there, apartment, I don't know. Really renovated that place after the storm. New Orleans, in fact, there's one that was never recovered after the hurricane. Never rebuilt. New Orleans is one of the fastest growing cities in the United States, in fact. There's a model home. They're saying you can come and look at what you can have built. Let me get over to the right lane. Okay, I can turn right. Going on Veterans Memorial Highway. Well, now it's called Veterans Memorial Boulevard. One of the congressmen in Louisiana said highway didn't sound nice, so they changed the boulevard, if you can believe that's a fact. Now we're heading west. We were going west, then south, and now west again. We're on the very western edge of the city of New Orleans. There's Fleur de Lis Street. There's a wonderful restaurant down that street called Mike Angelo's. Fantastic Italian food. You can ask for the Feed Me Mike platter or dinner, and you'll pay a lot, but you'll never eat it all. It's impossible unless you're the greatest glutton. That's down there, Fleur de Lis Street. Okay. Once we cross the 17th Street Canal, we will be out of New Orleans and Orleans Parish and into Jefferson Parish and the city, unincorporated city of Metairie. So goodbye, New Orleans, and hello, Metairie, Louisiana. Which, in fact, is not that much smaller than New Orleans in population. Dorignacs. Oh, the beer I buy Dorignacs. Fantastic selection. That's where I bought all those Fuller's Vintage Ales. The 2010, 11, 12, and 13. So yeah, Dorignacs is bad about rotating their product, which is bad, but in a way it's good because I can find stuff I'm not supposed to find. Of course, those beers were so strong, I made the mistake of drinking one and then thinking on Mardi Gras Day, I said, well, heck, I got time. I'll go ahead and do another review. I don't feel the effects anyway. Then I drank the second one and I was trying to make statements. I was unable. It took me 15 minutes to make a 1-minute statement because it was like hammered down after that. Okay, why are we turning here? Because it's Martin Wine Cellar.